Hey y'all, hey, what's up? How's everybody hanging? Yeah, come on in, tap the screen, share the live, tap the screen, share the live, tap the screen and share the live, all that good stuff in between. Um, let's see, we have so much to cover today. So many things, so many things. Hey Linda, hey baby. Oh, hey, child. I initially wanted to thought about popping on this afternoon for doing continuing on our conversation with targeting, but I felt like in lieu of everything that's going on and also with the recent um latest unemployment numbers, oh no, Ice Cube is keeping my cup from closing. God dang it. Or is it the cup itself? Well, it kind of looks like my seal is a little crooked. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. Child was stressing me out. I'm like, I need my lid to stay on. Hold on, y'all know the drill. Okay, so on Friday nights when we have sound off, anybody can come up and ask questions. Anybody can come up and contribute. Anybody can come up, you know what I'm saying, and get down how they want to lay down. Okay, it is a lot going on. So I want to do just in general kind of like roundup of what's gone down the last 24 to 48 hours. And I want to start with the conflict first. And then I want to go into what this stream is about is honestly how this is directly going to impact your wallet and what you need to do about it so you can survive. Okay. And hopefully come out on top because unfortunate. Hey, sweetest misery. Hey, DJ Double D. Unfortunately, okay, there's always opportunity and obstacles, and there are like some industries and certain things that are going to fare well during these like super challenging economic times that the country is about to roll into. And I know a lot of y'all probably already feel like your wallet has been stressed, okay? But baby, let me tell you this. You ain't felt nothing yet, and you're going to feel the things that are going to be changing quickly. This is not something that is going to take like months to seep in. I'm talking about you're going to start seeing shifts. Well, some of us have already started seeing shifts. The first one being at the gas pump, but you're going to see it quickly. Like I'm talking about within like 5 to 7 days at the grocery store when you're going into retail spaces. Thank you for the market love, baby. So, oh, and if you guys want to be like Deve, TikTok does like whenever the creators hit the live goal. So, if y'all want to tap the screen, if you want to send a gift, that would be fantastical. You don't have to, but I mean, I would appreciate it. Okay. And also, y'all go ahead and share and invite because we need as many people as possible to be informed. So let's start with, right, baby. I feel like you said as soon as you become an adult. Oh, I feel you. I feel like every millennial. That's how all of us we feel because stuff just started falling apart for us. Like when we were in college, and for some of us, as soon as we were getting out of college. Hard times at Cooley High. Okay. I'm like, God dang, I'm like, do we get a break? Okay. That's really how I feel. That's really how I feel. But okay, let's start by like kind of setting some ground rules and some parameters because I know I have a lot of new people in the kingdom and y'all know the drill. Will come on in. Okay. So rule number one. Um, I do expect you to comment and I expect you to tap the screen. Whenever we talk about things like this, especially the specific information that I'm giving out, it puts my stream at a higher chance of being bananaed. I'm sure y'all have seen other creators that are speaking about this. Their live streams are getting shut down left and right. Okay. There's another creator that I know personally. He is an ex-Marine. He actually worked in logistics. He still works in logistics now. He just does it as a private contractor. And he was discussing the logistics a few days ago, because we're all aware about us running low on munitions. Also, I think there's an estimate that this war is costing us $890 million a day or some crazy nuts like that. Banana means shut down. And so anyway, he's not allowed to stream for another 30 days. So what I need y'all to do, okay, if I'm gonna be on here to bringing y'all the business, bring you the tea, telling you the truth about what's going on and how to adjust, y'all please help me protect my page, okay? So comments help a lot. Sharing helps a lot. And tapping the screen, but honestly, comments outweigh the taps. So y'all talk to me while I'm talking to you, okay? Y'all keep it going in the comments, and that will help a lot, okay? Now, if you want to contribute to the live goal, please do that, because again, the algorithm likes it when creators hit their live goals. That's why I pick stuff. I don't pick a live goal. I just got it there again to help keep the stream up and to make sure I can keep my live stream privileges. Okay, everybody got it? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? It's a very strange time that we're in. I will be using some code words again to protect the stream. So those of you, hey boo. So those of you that understand what's going on, if you see any of our cousins in the comments and they are lost, or they're like, what does she mean? What's she trying to say with that? Please translate for them. Okay. So there are some words I've been noticing as different streams have been getting taken down as they have been discussing the current economy and what's happening in the war. Baby, the algorithm does not like specific things. Okay. Also, if you're new here, I am very animated. Okay. I'm calm right now because, girl, my energy is a little low. I'm a little tired. Okay. And it's too late to take a nap. So I just got to stay up to my bedtime. But I am animated, and I do use a lot of urban vernacular, but that is because the algorithm seems to be confused by it. So majority of my people know what I'm talking about. And if you're not urban, but you want to be here, you're more than welcome. Again, the comment cousins will help you pick up what I'm putting down if you want to pick it up and you don't know what bucket to put it in. Okay. Okay, that's the best way I can say it. All right. So, and again, you can ask whatever you want to ask. If you request up and you want to come up, just say, let me up. I'll bring you up. If you want to contribute to the conversation, you're more than welcome to come up too. You want to offer your perspectives, you can do all of that too. So when we do these sessions, they are sound off. They are very different than the educational and the teaching sessions that I do throughout the week. Okay. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? Hey, Orange Swan, what's going on, honey pie? Thank you for the heart me, by the way. Yes, y'all grab your heart me's. I always forget to ask y'all to do that, okay? Thank you for sharing the live. Okay, so let's start with what the streets are saying allegedly, okay? And the reason I'm saying it's alleged because I have not been able to confirm this. I have been trying to find information to confirm this particular thing all day, and there's a lot of mixed information out there. There's a lot of misinformation. And so with this one, I know that America is not going to tell us the truth about this. And in case you guys don't know, as far as all of the primary or popular news channels, media stations right now, they're all under the Red Hat's control. Okay. And they are literally trying to make sure that they propagandize people and brainwash people, right, to go along with everything that's happening. Okay. And I think a lot of America, especially if they're in spaces like these on TikTok, where they're able to look and connect with media that's international and with people that are outside of your geographical location are extremely aware that there's lots of other things going on. And when I talk to some of my like colleagues and mutuals and clients that live in other countries, they're always mind blown by how Americans know so little about what's happening in America. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. Now, first thing first, people are constantly asking me what news sources am I watching? Y'all, there are a lot. Okay. But if you're in the States, this is what I would recommend for you here in the States, because some of y'all, you're not going to be able to access some of the stations that I get with the VPN and stuff that I have. And I got some other stuff going on too. Okay. But mind your business. Okay. But yes, the Korean news is one. KBB, they do a great job. Al Jazeera has a channel and they have social media channels that are in English, so you can watch them as well. I do go directly to Iran and I see the news that they are putting up. I follow a lot of their military generals, commanders, prime ministers of defense, things like that, because I like to keep up with them and know what they are saying, especially because we're directly involved in a conflict with them. Okay, click, 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 pop, pop. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I also look at Israeli media. I also watch the media in China and Russia, because China is a huge economic superpower. And even before all of this broke out, you got to keep up with the Chinese and what they're doing. You have to. Okay. Here on TikTok, and I believe they're on YouTube too, there's a news station called Sky News. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Sky News. Sky News is live like all day, every day. You can go over there right now and they are streaming live. So yesterday, okay, do y'all remember a couple days ago, I told y'all that basically Hezbollah released the YNs, but it's because Israel invaded Lebanon. Okay. So imagine that my hand is the border. Okay. This is the border. And the Israelis, we're going to call them Israel. Okay. Israel decided, hey, I'm going to go into Lebanon on the ground. And they put out an APB. They're like, okay, first of all, Big Orange and Nettie I. Okay, we're gonna call them Nettie Net tonight. Okay, Big Orange and Nettie Net. Y'all don't know this, but they have been hacking into Iranian television, and they keep putting up messages, and they're like, "Hey, we are here. We're here to liberate you. Y'all need to go outside and turn up against your government. Go out there, get in the streets." And the people from Iran is like, "Miss me with this foolishness. Goodbye. Get on up out of here." I'm just giving y'all a little background story so y'all can understand what's going on. Okay. The reason they're like, we don't want anything to do with y'all is because y'all, this is way back when, okay, when America has double crossed these people, triple crossed these people, left them out hanging. Okay, now there's a group of people in the Middle East called Kurdish. Okay, now what America doesn't understand is that there are several factions of Kurds. It's kind of like being the best way I can describe it to you is how some people from other countries, they consider everyone from the continent of Africa. They're like, oh, they're from Africa, like Africa is one country, you know, negating that Africa has several countries on the continent. Okay. So there could be someone from Africa, but maybe they're from Ghana or maybe they're from Nigeria. So inside of the area, there are several different sets of Kurdish people. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? But think about it like a bunch of different cousins. Okay. Now, some of the Kurdish have never ever fooled with America ever. And then some of the other Kurdish people, they, you know, tried to forge some type of relationships with us and it ended up blowing up in their face. Okay. So do y'all remember at one point in time, America was chasing around Saddam, right? Y'all remember that? I think everybody in here should remember that. Unless you were born in like the 1990s, you were an infant or a toddler then, so you don't know. But I was a kid then, and I remember this is a whole thing, okay? So the Kurds was like, America was like, hey, Kurds, come and fight for us because they're excellent fighters. They also know the terrain and everything over there very, very well. And they hyped up them. They hyped up Iraq because Iraq was split, kind of like how America is split right now, right? You got the red hats that support Big Orange. They feel like this is divine, it's a holy war, yada, 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 yip, 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 okay? Well, then you got the other half of us in America, and we like, baby, this is some foolishness, and this man is a spawn of Satan. Ain't nothing of the Lord, okay? About him, okay? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Y'all understand it. So Iraq at the time, they were split as well. And so part of the people went outside and they got out in the streets. And when it came down to it, they got massacred. I'm not talking about like 100, 200. I'm talking about thousands, tens of thousands massacred. And when Big Orange, okay, so then America came and raided their stuff and left them hanging, okay? Then when Big Orange was in office the first term, yes, when Big Orange was in office the first time, they called him up. They was like, help, help, pimp in distress, help me. You said you was my homie. You to hype me up. You put a battery in my back. We out here in the streets fighting and we getting slayed. We getting slammered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody says, hide the kids, hide the wives, baby, hide the men, hide everybody. The donkeys, the camels, the pet dogs, everybody was getting laid out, okay? And Big Orange was like, I'm going to play golf, okay? So this is why I told y'all, this was like, what was that, Monday or Tuesday? I told y'all it was crazy that America is now trying to go to the Kurds and get them weapons and try and get them back outside to go and fight. And I put up the post, I said America and the Kurds are ops. And then some of you little mealy mouth fools were in my comments, no, it's not. We ain't have a problem. The Kurds and America have always worked together. Because no, America screwed them over several times. So they don't want anything to do with us. Okay? The same way America was over there talking all that crap and being crazy towards Zelensky. And now we had to go over here and ask him for help because America cannot handle the Iranian drones. And in Ukraine, they are experts at dealing with these drones because they have been at this war with Russia for like 4 years. Okay? So okay, so literally, so when America, the CIA and NettyNet and Big Orange, they get together and they say, we finna try and put the battery in the back again of the Kurds, and we finna give them weapons, and we're gonna hype them up to go outside and put boots on the ground and fight for us, right? The Kurds said, no, I don't want nothing to do with you. Get away from me with this mess, Apollo. Leave me be, okay? Now, Big Orange and NettyNet were like, hey, I don't like this. You gonna do what we say do one way or another. So that's when Big Orange and NettyNet, they get on the TV in Israel, in America, and make this big, huge announcement that the Kurds are going to join us and they're going to be on the ground. Thank you, Penn. Thank you for all my marks of love. Thank you so much. Penn, put something in the comments so I can tell the people to follow you. Okay, but this is when they try and force their hand. So they put it out there publicly because Big Orange and NettyNet think that they're going to be able to mind hump Iran and get Iran to go over there and strike down the Kurds. Because remember, by this time, Iran has already hit like 14 other countries. They already tearing up the U.S. military installations and bases, the embassies, and if they're finding out what hotels American soldiers and American intelligence are in, they are going at boom, boom, boom. Okay, that seriously, that is what is happening. Okay, but Iran ain't no dummy. Okay, so Iran and the Kurds, the president of the Kurds, they get on the phone. They're like, "Hey, what's going on? You know, the streets are saying that you're trying to pull up on us, but homie, this ain't got nothing to do with you. We don't have any problems with you. Why you on this?" And the Kurds like, I ain't got no problem with you, and that's a lie. Orange and NettyNet are lying on us. We are not trying to pull up on you. We actually want to be left alone. We don't want any problems with anybody. We learned our lessons from the past. We know we can't trust America, and we've seen how you over here putting belt to behind on everybody else. We chilling, okay? We don't want to be involved. And Iran was like, say less, I believe you, okay? So then that's when, was it yesterday or the Wednesday evening, that's when the report started coming out all over the world that the Kurds are not going to be involved. They said, we don't want anything to do with this. We want to be left alone. We're tired of people using us for our muscle and our strength and the fact that we're tremendous warriors and we keep getting screwed over. And we're finally at a point, they said they think about what America did to them every day. And they were like, we're finally at a point now where, we have some semblance of pride or feel like we can walk around again amongst our people. Okay. So this whole, whenever you hear that over here, baby, it's not true. Okay. It's kibosh in the squash. Hey there, girl. Okay. Hey girl. Hey, thank you. Okay. So now that part is done, Is Not Real decides that it's going to invade Lebanon. Okay. Now keep in mind, before they decide to put the boots on the ground to invade Lebanon, this is all going on yesterday. Well, they decided Wednesday night for us. Okay. So they decide that they're going to put their boots on the ground and they're going to send soldiers in. Okay. Now, Is Not Real, America have already been bombing at this time Beirut, which is the capital of Lebanon, and they are also bombing Tehran. Tehran is the capital of Iran. Okay, everybody picking up what I'm putting down? So, boom, boom, clap, 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 pow, pow, pow. Okay, but Peter Kegeregger gets on the news and is like, we have air dominance. No, we don't. We don't have air dominance because if we did, we would be carpet bombing these people, and we're not. Okay, they're having to do long range. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down, baby. You can't let the people lie to you. Okay, we see what we see. Tomatoes are tomatoes and potatoes are potatoes. Okay, if we had air dominance, we wouldn't be getting our fighter jets clock, 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 shoo, out the sky. Okay, there's at least 9 of them. Okay, that are already down. So anyway, Hezbollah has partnered up with Iran now because Hezbollah they have been tired. They have been tired of Is Not Real. Okay, so Hezbollah has teamed up and they are fighting with Iran. Yemen has teamed up. They are fighting with Iran. So when Iran is sending drones through the north side, okay, and basically confusing the Iron Dome, and they're having trouble intercepting the missiles, right? Because the bombs that America uses to intercept the missiles cost in between $1 million and $3 million each. The drones in those big bombs are slow. The drones that they're using in Iran are only like 50,000 a pop. They have been mass producing them and stockpiling them for like 20 years, y'all. I'm not even exaggerating. They got gaggles. Okay. Remember I told you I follow a lot of their military leadership. And they made a video trolling everybody the other day. And they were in they're like, you're not getting on this. Because a lot of the places they keep, they're underground inside of caves. Okay. So they literally are showing us thousands and thousands and thousands of drones. Okay. And also part of their strategy is shooting the drones so they can learn the Iron Dome and Is Not Real. Okay. And it's landing. Baby, Jerusalem and Tel Aviv look like a pile of kibbles and bits right now. I'm not joking. Okay. To the point that Is Not Real is arresting any of the media who is broadcasting or showing what the actual damage looks like. So the other day, CNN gets on air and they're like, well, we don't want to get in trouble for showing you the damage that's happening. They say this live on the air. A lot of us were watching. We were like, what you mean? That's how we found out that they had already arrested some of the CNN reporters. So, and then the word in the streets are if you're a citizen and you're showing what's happening or the destruction, they're threatening them with 5 years in prison. Okay. So I said, well, I want to see. So let me go see what Sky News is showing. because Sky News, like I told y'all, it's a bunch of billionaires that own Sky News, and the people of Sky News, they just out there all the time on the ground. Okay, so I said, let me go see what's happening at Sky News. This is where I see the actual conflict, like actual people putting feet down throats, but you know what I'm saying, boot to butt, tearing it down, okay, like a war movie scene, but it's in real life. They're streaming all of this live, and I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, so remember I told y'all Israel has decided to invade Lebanon, but they shouldn't have did it because Hezbollah was over there putting belt to behind. You understand? They're not playing. They are not playing. They pushed Israel back off of the border all the way back into Israel. Then there's where y'all start seeing the videos of Israel soldiers in the bunkers crying. Okay? On top of them fighting on the ground, Iran sends up a bunch of drones to the other part of the city. Pa, 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 pa. And then last night they started launching those cluster missiles that all of us were seeing. We were like, what is this? Okay. Now, on top of that, they're fighting on the ground. They got a set of drones. They also send off missiles pop, 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 to destroy more of the American military installations and the equipment. Y'all have to understand this is trillions of dollars of equipment that has taken years and years and decades to build that they are leveling in days. And if anybody has seen the destruction of the military installations, the American installations, you know for a fact that there is no way the casualties that America Media is reporting is accurate. It's impossible. Okay. And then you can also, y'all can go and Google the satellite images and you can see what it looked like before and you see what it looks like right now. And in some of the satellite images, you can actively see burning, bombing, smoke, smoldering. All of it is still like I'm talking about right now, real time. You can go look at it and you can see it. Okay. Blink, blink, blink. So it got so bad yesterday that Sky News, they had to run for their lives as well. They supposed to be out there documenting and reporting. The baby it got too real in the field. Okay, they said, "Oh, we gotta get out the field. It's going down right now." Then Iran puts out a message to America and says, "Hey, if you're in the military, if you're in the army, you need to go home." They said, if you are a service member, go home. We don't want to hurt you. We're trying to limit the casualties. Okay. We understand that America has propagandized you. We understand that America has brainwashed you, that you are confused. They were like, go home because you think it's something right now. We're just using our old stuff. We haven't even turned the pressure up and we're about to turn the heat up we're about to turn up the heat in the oven. And then they said, if you need help getting home, call us and we'll help get you back home. They said, call us. Call us. We'll help get you back home. Call us. Okay, baby, do you understand what you got to have planned for somebody? You say, look, call me. Okay? And we'll help you get home. Okay. Thank you for the heart, me. Hey, J. Bill. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. So I need y'all to keep all of this in mind. Now, remember at the top of the week, this is where we get into the economy. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, y'all. I told y'all I was going to address a big swell that the streets are saying right now. Okay. So the streets are saying just the streets. This is not confirmed. I'm not saying this. I have not been able to confirm this yet, but the streets are saying that Iran captured or wiped out. I'm getting two different reports. Some people are saying wiped out. Some people are saying captured. Okay. A whole American special ops team. Now, this is what the streets are saying. I have not been able to confirm this yet, y'all. Okay. And whenever I see things that come from the Russia media and from China media, because I know that they're aligned with Iran, and baby, China been wanting to pop us in our mouth for a long time. Understand, okay? I want to say this, and I don't want to be offensive. I don't want to offend y'all. I know a lot of this is a lot to process, but you also have a responsibility to keep yourself informed. And oftentimes, we would rather be concerned with folly. And I'm not saying you have to be super serious all the time, but we got to get balanced. So if you want to spend 4 hours online, you know what I mean, folly and frillicking and, arguing about 50-50, and which is crazy, because if you look at where the economy is going, baby, you better get you somebody. We finna talk about that, baby. You better get you somebody, okay? But realistically, you should be spending 30 minutes to an hour too, maybe 30 minutes earlier in the day, 30 minutes in the evening, where you're aware of what's happening with our economy. A lot of times we're very reactive, and the information has been out there, okay? And you could have been proactive about the situation. So when we talk about Iran capturing this special ops team, I have not been able to confirm that. Okay. I've only seen it so far being reported in Russia, China media. Okay. When I start seeing other neutral sources like Ethiopia reported, or maybe if I see it reported in Germany, I see maybe Spain reporting it, okay, things of that nature, then I will say, okay, oh, Legal Weeds, now you're wrong about that, sir. I've got great admiration and respect for you, brother, but you're wrong. They're lying. That's not the truth. That right there is not, they're flat out lying about that. And every country in the world at this point is reporting it. And I have people who are in Germany who work at Lustor. They too can confirm that number is way more than that. Okay. There are bodies on bodies on bodies, American soldiers rolling in there. Unfortunately, also all of my uncles, cousins, my daddy, my friends that I know that are veterans, soldiers, retired Marines, retired 82, all of that kind of stuff. Even whenever I remember the first night, and me and Daddy were looking at how they bombed Bahrain, and within that second 48 hours, and my daddy looked at me. He said, "There's no way that there's only 3 casualties." And this is when they first came out lying about. He was like, "Ain't no way." And my daddy was 82nd Airborne. He was like, "Ain't no way." My dad has been to every major battle and war, like since Vietnam. And when you look at the images, there's no way. And if you talk to any vet, specifically Marines or veterans that worked in logistics, any of the retired lieutenants and stuff that are coming and speaking out, saying how wrong this administration is, every single one of them are saying there's no way that there's only 7 casualties. And when you look and see what all of the other countries are reporting, except for America, we're the only one not. If it was mixed reporting everywhere else, I'd be like, no, everybody else is reporting it except for us. Everybody, even neutral countries that don't have anything to do with it, they're all reporting somewhere in between 500 all the way up to 1,200. And this is a combination between casualties and injuries combined together. But when you look at how they're bombing those bases and how they've gone and bombed specific hotels that American intelligence and service members were in, ain't no way it's only 7. It's just not. And I wish that were not true. Because everybody was getting on to me saying my number was small, because what I can confirm was 197. And that was a few days ago. And y'all know I don't put stuff out that I haven't been able to confirm. And all the time y'all have been following me doing the news, have I ever had to retract anything? It may take 3 or 4 months before our media starts reporting it, or you start seeing things come out in the papers or in our publications. but I ain't never had to retract nothing. I'm very, very careful about what I put out there. So literally, that's why I'm saying this conflict where that's why a lot of y'all were asking me to speak on it, and I cannot confirm that a special ops force was infiltrated. Now, what I can confirm is that in is not real. One of their special op forces was Hezbollah waited. They followed some of the Israelis right on back to a camp. Pop, pop, push. Baby, them people, I don't know if they're in heaven or hell. They're not with us on this plane anymore, though. That ain't that's a real thing, okay? So also the president of Iraq, his wife, she basically did an open letter to Big Orange and said, leave us the F alone. We don't want to be involved with what you got going on. Okay, just shout out to the love of a strong woman. She made sure that she listed, hey, you have screwed us over several times. You have raided and looted our people. You have not been here to support us. Part of the reason that we're in the mess that we're in right now has a lot, in fact, to do with you. And we trusted you to our detriment. And this is where we are now. And then you have to remember with Iran, this is the second time in under 12 months they've been in peace talks with America, and America has went and bombed them. So Iran was saying, at this point, we got to make sure you're going to think twice before you ever hit us again. Okay? Yeah, I've been talking about this going on for months too. So a lot of, like I said, that's why I was like, I'm not trying to offend y'all, but a lot of us, we already knew what was coming, and we already started preparing for these things. Okay. Now let's talk about things that are going on economically, again, that you're going to start feeling like within 5 to 7 days, not even being dramatic. One of the most alarming, well, two, I'm kind of ranking them both up there. BlackRock. Everyone knows who BlackRock is, right? We're just going to call them BR for the remainder of the stream. I won't say their name too many times, baby. They're going to be like Candyman. They're going to pop out. They're going to get me. They're going to take down my stream. Okay? Okay? we'll call them B-Rock. Okay? B-Rock. B-Rock and B-Stone, they put limits on the withdrawals for their investors today. Y'all, that's not good. That's not a good sign at all. And remember, I told y'all on Monday when we were talking about the economy, I said one of the things that you're going to see is that you're going to see heavy investors start to pull their money, and they want to move it into things that they consider safe. And one of the markets that's always been safe historically, even during the Great Depression, Canadian bonds. I've always told y'all that you should have some Canadian bonds inside of your portfolio. Okay. So basically, they blocked at least half of their investors from leaving. Okay, they blocked. Oh, you're right. Okay, we'll just call them BR. You're right. I don't want people trying to blame it on the Obama. Okay, all right. So that's number one. That's a real big problem because y'all know the size of the fund that they hold and that they manage. Okay. The second big thing is Qatar came out. Their energy minister came out and said that they anticipate a barrel of crude oil skyrocketing up to about $150 per barrel within a few days. Let me help that translate. Okay, let me help that translate for you in the States. What that means, okay, is that you can be going to pump gas, and your gas will cost somewhere in between $4.75 and $6.50 a gallon. Right now, gas is at about $90 a barrel, which that's a significant increase over the past few days. This is a real big problem, okay? And they came out, all of the Gulf states are putting, if I'm being honest, they are all in favor of this ending between America and Iran. And I feel like they're putting pressure on the wrong people. They're like, oh, we're trying to talk to Iran, but Iran is defending itself, right? And really, the pressure needs to be on Big Orange. So they are trying to put some pressure on him. So Saudi, Qatar, and oh shoot, Dubai, they all were saying like, hey, we're going to put like 5.3 trillion in investments into the states. They are now putting it on the table and saying we'll pull that money out. Yes, the UAE. Thank you, Noah. The UAE. They're putting the money on the table and they're saying we'll pull out because this battle is costing all of us too much money. Because remember, Iran is striking the military bases, the installations, the infrastructure, the American natural and oil refineries, the Strait of Hormuz. Like no traffic is going through there right now. So this is everybody. Economically, this is hurting everybody all over the world. But remember, they called America and was like, America, help me. Pimp down. I'm getting hit. Okay. They kicking, they stomping, baby, they thumping, they popping me. Baby, I ain't got the hands to fight these fools. Okay. they like mink mink. Okay. Iran was like, bah, 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 bah. Okay, the minks didn't do nothing. Okay. And America was like, we can't help you because we gotta take this money, we gotta take our resources and put it towards is not real. Okay, you understand this? Yes, and to cancel flights because they have been bombing the airports and the embassies. Okay, they're very, very strategic. I ain't mad at them. Okay, they're very strategic. If I was in their situation, I would be doing the same thing. Okay, so now you got to think about it. Why would I keep putting trillions of dollars into a country and then this country is watching my country be destroyed and they're not assisting me? And the reason I'm in this whole mess is because I'm dealing with you. And now you're trying to act like you don't know me. You understand what y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So, and then economically, even if they fired back up right now to start production, it would take them anywhere from 2 weeks to a month to get back to full production schedule. So that means you're not going to see, okay, the economic relief or the impacts of it for still another 90 days. And I'm really bothered by the fact that hey, can y'all, I just need y'all, if you just want to drop what you had for lunch, if you want to drop your favorite emoji in the chat, don't let it be a perverse one, okay? I just need a lot of comments because I'm about to say something. I need to make sure my stream is going to stay up, okay? Anybody, thank you for the heart me's. Yes, this is a good time to grab your heart me. If you want to send a little popular gifts, a little roses, y'all just keep like over time on the comments right now, okay? Over time, okay? I am really bothered by the media in America trying to downplay what is happening economically, okay? This is an economic collapse. I'm not being dramatic. This is sink or swim time. This is not a drill. I've been prepping y'all for this for months on what to do. You need to be doing it. This is not time to be scared. We plan and we prepare, but you better get your ass in the field or you're going to be homeless. And I wish I could tell you something different right now, okay? So the media, when they bring Big Orange on TV and they say things like, when he says something like, well, the gas will go up a little. It'll be okay. No, baby, it's not a little, it's a lot. Okay? It's not a little, it's a lot. When they say things like, well, there's some casualties or some costs to war, they're not properly preparing y'all. First of all, our media is not going to tell you the truth because the first thing they don't want to happen is a run on the banks. A run on the banks will collapse our whole system overnight. Okay? That's number one. So what I would advise you to do is when you get paid, you take a little bit of extra, or maybe you forego, some. I know you already like, girl, I gave up a lot. Listen to me. Listen, Linda. Listen, Lawrence. Your big cousin's trying to help you out. Okay? If you need to go and pull, you start getting small bills, 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s. Get your little extra $100 here and there. If you can only get an extra 20, an extra 40, you do what you can every single week. Okay. You want to try and get a couple $1,000s in cash, because one of the things that Iran is actively working on hacking right now is our financial system and the banking system. And they have already been hacking military hospitals, but our media is not reporting on it. And this is not, y'all make sure, keep them comments going, keep the comments going, keep the comments going, keep them going, keep them going, y'all, for real. I'm trying to look. And you can go check in at individual hospitals, right? So last week, was it Monday night or Tuesday, y'all? The biggest hospital in Mississippi, they were offline for hours. They were offline for hours, okay? Several other hospitals offline. Okay, the Visa gift card systems were not working. This is not a coincidence. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, yes, exactly. And they're working with Russian intelligence, and they're working with Chinese intelligence. On top of the oil, on top of striking the infrastructure, one of the things they're targeting specifically is economic chaos for us. Okay, and so if the systems go down, they could be down for an hour, they could be down for a week. I don't know. Okay, nobody really knows. But you don't want to be in a position where you need gas, or you need medicine, or you need food, or you need diapers, or you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in a position where you need something like that and you don't have an ability to get it because you have no money, because you're depending on your card. Okay, I'm just trying to call a thing. I need y'all to be okay. Okay, so literally just start taking a little bit what you can. Okay, just what you can. If you can only get an extra $10 every week, do an extra 10. If it's an extra 15, 20, do what you need to do. If you big bank Hank, okay, baby, then go ahead and pull out what you need to do. But it needs to be small bills. Okay, we don't do large bills because people may or may not have change. Blink, blink, blink. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? And I'm telling you this right now. When you have companies like BR and B-Stone telling their investors that they cannot withdraw their funds, and finding out that they're allegedly, we're going to say allegedly, practicing fractional banking, this is a huge, huge indicator that we got some big ass problems. Okay? The next thing, with the gas going up, okay, at with the gas going up is as fast as it's increasing, and at the rate that it's increasing, do not be surprised when you go to the grocery store and literally you are seeing things 25, 40%, maybe even 50% more in some cases. Because the other thing about the Strait of Hormuz, and everybody is only focusing right now on the oil that goes through the strait, also 33% of the world's fertilizer goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Who needs fertilizer, y'all? Farmers need fertilizer. So if in basic economics, we learn supply and demand, okay? So if there's still a demand for something, but the supply of it goes down, the price goes up tremendously. Do you think the farmers are going to keep the price of their produce and their meat and their materials, okay? You think they're going to keep them the same? You think it's going to be the same price and they have to pay more for the fertilizer? And now on top of the fertilizer, they're also paying more for the shipping because gas went up. I'm trying to put y'all on to what people are not thinking about, okay? So when you go grocery shopping this weekend, get you a couple extra bags of canned foods. If you're country like me, we grow stuff, okay? And we can our own stuff. Frozen food, frozen fruits and vegetables, they still have nutritional value too. Rice and potatoes last a long time. Did y'all know if you put an apple inside of your bucket or your basket of potatoes, it will last for 6 months? Did y'all know that? Because of the enzymes and the natural gases of the apple, they're very favorable to potatoes, and you can make your potatoes last a long time. And I know y'all like, girl, I'm serious. I'm super serious right now. Okay? You Exactly. Back to basics. You don't know when you don't know when you're gonna need some of this stuff that some of us country people know. Okay? You take them potatoes, you put them in a dark place. Okay, you don't want to be in the sun, so they start sprouting. Put your couple apples in there. Baby, them potatoes gonna last you for months. Okay? If you live in a small patio, but you can get some sun, baby, get a pot in a dirt, let the potato get some eyes on it. You can put 1 or 2 potatoes in that pot. I put the little eyes up, throw a little dirt over it. In 3 months, you'll have 20, 25 potatoes. And they look beautiful when they're blooming. They put all these big, pretty, gorgeous green leaves on top. Okay? Yeah, okay. You see what I'm saying? Go to the Asian supermarket or to the Indian supermarkets. Some of your base stuff that you need is going to be way less expensive there. I buy not all of it, but I'll say 90% of my produce, I get it at the Asian supermarket. Better quality and better price. Okay? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So you start, don't go crazy like a hoarder, okay? But yes, salt, oil, flour, meal, yeast, little extra bag of rice, extra bag of pasta. Get you a couple canned vegetables, okay? Things that are shelf stable, okay? Like water purification tablets, all that kind of stuff, okay? We just gonna get just about a little bit at a time, because I'm telling you right now, they are purposely like trying to hack our infrastructure and purposely trying to hack our immune systems, okay? Other thing that's crazy, okay? This really ticked me off. I ain't gonna lie. And it's not like a lot of stuff that burns my grits, but this burned my grits. I found out that Big Orange did not start to try and find alternate oil sources or a plan for oil until after they had already struck Iran, which is crazy. I don't think that a lot of y'all are aware that Big Orange made the decision to not spend the money to refill our oil reserves. How many of y'all knew that? We have, it's called a strategic petroleum reservoir, okay? And ours was empty. And he decided to, right, we got money for wars, we got money to send to other countries, we got money for all kinds of stuff, but we ain't got money for healthcare and to make sure that we straight. So this is what I get agitated. You said my face right now. I get agitated because every time I'm talking about the oil and the gas, somebody pops into my comments and they go, "We got our own reserves. It's cool." No, we don't. We don't have as much as y'all think we have. We don't have as much as you. We do not have as much as y'all think we have. Okay, y'all can go look it up. Okay, you say hence the Ecuador strikes. Talk about it, Black Travel. Come on now, put them dots together. Yes, God. Okay, I love it when the comment cousins connect the dots. Yes, Lord. Okay, now. Okay, now y'all know the next thing. Big Orange got on our TV, and he said that the U.S. Navy is going to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz, so you don't have to worry. You can still come on and bring your oil tankers and your fertilizer and your goods and roll on. Baby, the commander of the Navy came out and said, "No, we can't. We can't do that." He said, "What are you talking about? We can't do that, pimp." And then over in Britain, they said, "We're not going to insure any of the tankers or the oil rigs if you're going through the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, we're not going to insure you. It's too risky. It costs too much money." And y'all remember I told you earlier this week they already shut down some of the large oil fields as well. Okay, so he says, "Hey, we're not going to insure." Big Orange said, "Oh, we'll insure everybody." With what money, y'all? What money? What money are we going to insure them with? So let me make sure I get this organization's name right, because people always like, "Well, I need to go look that up." Okay. It's the United States Development Finance Corporation. Okay, this is an agency in our country. Okay, they are $200 billion short. So it's impossible for them to be able to insure the ships and the tankers going through the Strait of Hormuz. We don't have the money. We ain't got it. And then he just went back to Congress and asked them for another $50 billion so we can get some more missiles made from Lee Marquis. But that's the problem. They can only produce 1,000 missiles a year for us. China has a factory that is making 1,000 missiles a day. And guess who China has been trading weapons and equipment with in exchange for oil and liquid natural gas? Yes, Iran. They've been doing this for months. They started doing it last year. No, they have a whole railway. I reported on this last year and everybody ignored me. And I said, oh my God, I said, y'all are not paying attention. This causes the United States to lose leverage in that part of the world, and it's going to weaken our dollar. Some of y'all remember I told y'all this. Some of y'all are new here, so you don't know. I said this is bad for the US dollar, really, really bad, because we're losing control over there. And we're going to have fewer and fewer and fewer countries that will buy into using the petrodollar, which is what props our dollar up. They have a direct railway. They don't even have to go into the sea anymore. They don't have to go into the Indian Ocean. They don't have to go through the Gulf of Persia. They have a direct railway that goes from Iran to China, and they use the railway now. And they're able to get things to each other in 3 to 5 days instead of 21 days. We own Venezuela oil. Who's processing it, baby? Tell me who's processing the Venezuelan oil? This is what I'm talking about when y'all come in here and y'all say this crazy stuff. You think we have enough oil in Texas to power the United States? You think we have enough oil in Texas to combat this $150 price of crude oil that's about to incur? Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how much oil we use here? Oh, okay. Baby, y'all gotta stop believing everything that the orange man tells you, okay? And there's data, there's analytics, there's all kinds of information from independent agencies, and they've been tracking this stuff since before we were born, y'all. Okay? So these are the major things. Oh, and by the way, they released the updated unemployment numbers for the United States. We lost another 92,000 jobs. So since April of last year to February of this year, every month we have lost an average of 100,000 jobs in the United States. The unemployment rate is up to 4.4% as a whole for the nation, but it's over 8% for Black Americans. So this is one of the reasons I put the workshop on sale that I'm having next weekend. Why? Because you need more money, and I can help you make more money. So y'all don't forget, if you know you need help trying to get a bag, you need help like being able to make money through your digital channels, your social media pages, brand deals, all that stuff. I help people do that. And you don't need millions of followers. You don't need hundreds of thousands of followers. I have so many clients. If you're in here right now and I help you make money, drop the dollar signs, the credit card emojis, the euro, yen, the dinero. But that is what I help people do. Okay. A lot of y'all ran across me because of the news and economy, geopolitics and economy, they go hand in hand. Any good businessman or woman, and I've been in business for almost 20 years, we pay attention to what's happening because we know how to structure our models. Thank you for everybody that's dropping money mouths and dollar signs. Okay. Y'all, please. I took the tickets of the workshop. I dropped them all the way down. Go over there and register for the workshop. We're going to train together Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next week. Okay. So you'll be with me next weekend. Friday night, you'll be with me. Saturday afternoon, you'll be with me. Sunday evening, you'll be with me, okay? Not all night. You'll still have night to go, Friday, you'll still be able to go on a dinner date and stuff like that. You'll still be able to go out Saturday. But Friday night, we'll have class from like 6 to 8, 6 to 8:30, depending on, could be a little longer, depending on how many questions y'all have. Saturday, we'll have 4 hours of training. Sunday, we'll do like 3 hours of training, okay? And we'll do Q&A at the end of every night. But literally, you're going to have to make more money. Shrinkflation is a real thing, okay? Your groceries, some of y'all go to the grocery store every week, and you're going to notice that the grocery prices have changed since Sunday when you went in to this Sunday when you go in. You're going to notice that. Okay. How do we find the class? Oh, go to my tap in my bio. In my bio, there's a line there. Tap that magic line, and there's a page that says affordable workshops, and you can tap the affordable workshop. Okay. Now, I will say this, the very good thing, somebody say good thing, because there's always opportunity and an obstacle, and y'all know I'm never going to give you a bunch of problems without a solution. Also, let me clear out the queue, okay? Because I've been talking for a while, and I don't know what time y'all requested up, and I don't know who's still in here, who's not in here, so I'm going to clear it out. Not that I don't want y'all up here, just if you want to come up, let me get it clear, and then y'all can request up, and I know that you're in here. And I can pull up who wants to come up, okay? Boom, there we go. All right, now if you want to come up, go ahead and request up in the queue. So the good thing about us being in a trash economy, inferior goods and services are always in demand, and that's going to be the easiest way that you can make money, okay? So at the rate that a barrel of crude oil or liquefied natural gas at this point is increasing, I won't be surprised if we hit like $110 a barrel by the end of next week. Because we're at 90. We were at 90 when I checked this morning. We were a little bit over $90 this morning. So if they keep tearing stuff up, I won't be surprised if we don't hit, when Qatar, they said 150. I'm hoping that maybe we can get some stuff slowed down, but for sure, like if we don't get things rectified in a few weeks, we're definitely gonna be 150 for sure. I don't have a doubt about that. So there's higher prices at the pump. I'm talking about quick stuff you're gonna see right now. Your airline tickets, any of you guys trying to fly or vacation, yeah, baby, they are going up. Your shipping costs on everything's going up. So that means groceries, that means any of your retail products. A lot of your services, because their supplies are going to get more expensive. Materials like for like your home, furniture, little things like that, they're all going to become more expensive. Okay. Next, people are going to be spending more on their basic living expenses, right? So that means that there's going to be less spent on extracurricular activities. I will tell you this right now. This is not a good time to open up a restaurant. Now, y'all know I'm a person, and I'm a very positive person. I'll tell y'all you can make money doing anything, okay? But it's a time for everything. So if you're in a business where you're doing high price supplements, you better switch your target audience to high earners. People that are middle class, upper working class, they're not going to be able to afford it, and you're going to see a drastic drop in your customers, or you're going to have to repackage how you make your offers if you want to stay in business. Okay. One of the biggest mistakes that a small business owner or a side hustler makes during these times is y'all go, oh my God, I'm not going to advertise. No, baby, you better start advertising and marketing. Okay. For everybody else, though, we're going to sell things that are inexpensive. Even if you're doing affiliate marketing, we're going to pick products and offers that people pretty much need to use every day or once a week. And we're going to look for items that don't have a high price tag, or items that help people extend the life or the utilization so it helps them save money. And that's how you're going to make your money. Okay. You guys are also going to start seeing a lot of hiring freezes, as if we haven't been losing jobs already. But you're going to start seeing more hiring freezes. You're going to see reductions in payroll, which typically means companies are having to lay off or fire people. You're going to start seeing departments being restructured. Pretty much, if you want to keep your job, this is not the time for you to be saying, "Oh, I don't get paid for that." Oh, you don't get paid for that? You're not going to get paid at all. And they finna, it's right out the door. Okay, I'm keeping it real because I want you to win. I want you to be okay. This is not the time, okay, to be on those type of shenanigans. This is not the time right now. I am telling you, okay. I'm not saying be a doormat. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But this is not the time for you to be out here. Oh, they don't pay me to make these little 5 extra calls. Baby, you want to keep getting paid or not? Because it's going to be a challenge to roll over to another position that's going to be paying you, a match or more during this time, because people are not going to have it, because when families and individuals have to spend more on their basic needs and household needs, that means they have less money for extracurricular. Okay, does that make sense? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down right now? It's a very real thing. So you better get up on your skills. You better get a little bit more friendly, a little bit more pleasant to be around. You better be a person that knows how to do multiple things, to where that department or that company, they're like, oh, we can't function without this person. You said very sober and truly, look, I don't want none of y'all. I don't want none of y'all in the soup line if you ain't got to be in the soup line. You understand? Now, if you got to get in the soup line, hey, things happen. But if we can prevent you from being in there, like, yeah, let's be smart. Okay. You're not, y'all know the Fed have been dropping rates. That's about to stop. Okay. They're either going to stay the same or they're going to start increasing. So this is going to affect your credit cards, your car loans, mortgages, business lending. So if you don't have a bank at a credit union, I would encourage you to get an account at a credit union. Credit unions normally come in handy during these types of economies, okay? And credit unions, for instance, like let's say you went and you financed a car. Well, they were financing vehicles at like 9% last year. It was nuts. So let's say your vehicle is at a high interest rate and you need some relief. You need $200 extra, or maybe you driving a big boy car. Shout out to everybody with the big boy car, clank, 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 clank. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you balling, baby. You got a big Escalade, a Audi, a Rolls Royce, a Range Rover. You know what I'm saying? Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. Okay, Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. You got you got an Audi. You know what I'm saying? Got you a big Infiniti. Okay, those people with those car notes, their car notes are thousands of dollars a month. So the interest rate for them may get them an extra, $1,500 to $2,500 in their pockets every month. Yeah, a G-Wagon, okay? Or if you have a regular car note, it really can be the difference in between you having an extra $200 to $400 in your pocket every month. So a lot of times a credit union won't do a new auto loan, but they love refinancing existing auto loans. And the credit union may refinance you for 2.99%, 3.99%. So this is a really good, if you need, you need something that's going to have better terms for you so you have more cash flow into your house every month. This is a really good time to open up an account at a credit union if you don't have one. If you already have an account at a credit union, you need to start going to look at their products and see which one is going to be the best fit for you, okay? If you are a homeowner and you're afraid of being cash strapped, this may be a good time for you to go ahead and get a HELOC, okay? So you can pull from the equity in your home. If you some of us have homes, or some of us have properties that have 200,000, 300,000, 1.2, 2 million, excessive amounts of equity. Some of y'all have homes, they may not have 200, 300, 2 million in them, but maybe they have 50, 60,000 in equity in it. So you want to have a HELOC, so that way if you need to lean on it, you can get it. One of the things I was always taught, and it is so true, when you need money, no one wants to give it to you. So don't say, oh, I don't need it. No, you go and you get it. So if you do need it, you have it. Okay? If you do need it, you have it. All right? So opportunities. Good thing about social, you don't have to deal with being stressed about a layoff or geographical restrictions. Okay? You can reach thousands of people or hundreds of thousands of people at a time. Again, if we have low ticket, because people love inferior goods, this is a good time for you to get into those. Y'all want to know one of the things that I make the most money from on the TikTok shop that sells the most? and it's inexpensive, but I'm doing great with it because I paid attention to what was happening with the market. That Curve Life glue and the remover that I'm always talking about, because I use it all the time. Why? Because I knew more women were going to start doing their nails at home. Going to the nail salon to get a manicure and a pedicure are luxuries. Whenever people, again, remember, our economy is not doing good. It hadn't been doing well for months, but it's really about to shatter. So if you're having to spend an extra $120 a month, or if you drive a big body, you may be having to spend an extra $200 a month on your gas. You got to look at your money, look at your cash flow, look at your budget, right? Something's got to give. So maybe you may start doing your nails yourself, right? Maybe you may start saying, I'm going to try and extend or stretch out my nail appointments. So that's when you will see. Remember, we talked about inferior goods. You still want to look good, but you don't want to spend $115 or $120 going to the nail shop. So for me, it made sense when I looked. I said, this makes a lot of sense. I said, a lot more girls are going to be doing gel-X or press-ons at home. And I was like, let me test out this glue. I tested it out. I loved it. It works really, really well. It's inexpensive. People can buy it for less than $10. They can put on multiple sets of things with it, right? It's great. It's inexpensive. It's helping people save money. It's helping women look good. And I'm getting good commission off of it. You say you better go buy a bicycle, baby. I might need to be in line with a big wheel. Hey, Dr. Victoria. Hey, Coco. How y'all doing this evening?
Hey, I don't know how I ended up on your panel. I think I did that by accident.
Oh, you want me to drop you down, girl?
Yes.
Okay, hey. I got
you. Okay.
I got you. So anytime though, y'all can think of anything. Wait, there it goes. Oh no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to end. I want to disconnect. There we go. So anytime you can think about anything that someone uses all the time, and we can find a way to find a way to either extend it, find a way to make it more accessible, right, or more economical, you're going to make money with those things. Those of you that do personal services, you need to really sit down and look at your margins, okay? Because you're going to start losing clients, not because they don't love you, not because they think that your work is bad. No, it's because it really may not be in their budget. Or if you don't lose your clients, they may see you less frequently, right? So let's stick with the nail example. Let's say that you do manicures and pedicures, and before you had a client, baby, they were every 2 weeks on schedule. Never missed it, okay? You could set a clock bomb every 2 weeks. Here she comes to get her nails, to get her little French tips, and you know, get her toes, get her little pedi, okay? Now, let's say all of a sudden, instead of every 2 weeks, she starts coming once a month, right? She still wants to work with you. She still likes you. She still thinks you do a good job. She just can't afford to come every 2 weeks. So with my clients that are service providers, I always tell y'all to look at your margins. And is there any way we can either bundle up services, cut deals, either keep the price the same or lower the price? Because we need to, you got two options. You have to either be able to keep the amount of clients that you have at the same frequency, which is going to be very, very challenging. So you're typically going to fare better getting more clients or new clients. That's how that works. So, right. So basically, instead of this person who was coming in once every 2 weeks, instead of me trying to convince you to come in once every 2 weeks and putting pressure on you, and then you may just stop showing up altogether. Well, now instead we find someone else to come in. So, right. So now we still have a client every 2 weeks. What's the best way to get in new clients? You have a bundle or you have a deal. And you don't get to dip in the service. The service has to stay the same level or it has to improve. And I know that doesn't sound, amazing or super great, but do you want to be living in a cardboard box or not? Do you want to be able to make it through this time or not? Because you can't do business as usual, especially when the majority of your clientele are middle class and working class. Now, those of you that are servicing people that are like higher income earners, I'm talking about people that are earning probably like $300,000 a year or more, you're in a bit of a different situation. Like, do they have to pay more for things? Yes, but because as long as they haven't stretched their income and they're not just spending everything they have in, they typically are comfortable. They have a huge stockpile. They, are living underneath their means most of the time. So a lot of the products and the services that they're purchasing from you, they may complain about the price point, but they're going to keep on purchasing, right? Because they're not looking at their budget and trying to decide, do I pay my light bill or do I, buy groceries for the kids? They're not having to call the company and say, call the, gas company and say, put me on an extension plan. You know what I'm saying? So like, for instance, y'all know we had that ice storm a couple weeks ago, and I got my gas bill. My gas bill was $655. It was insane. My gas bill is normally like somewhere in between about $255, $275. It was $655 because of those 2 weeks of the ice, of the cold storm, right? If your budget is already expensed out, having to pay almost an additional $300 on your gas bill is something, excuse me, that could really cause financial distress if you already have a tight budget. Oh yeah, utilities are finna be crazy. Your electric and your gas are definitely going up inside of your home. Your auto insurance, your home insurance is going up too, because remember I told you shipping costs going up? Well, all the materials are going to cost more. So the risk assessors are going to look at all of that and they're going to say, oh, well, it's going to cost us more to replace the roof. It'll cost us more to replace the handbag. It'll cost us more to replace, the fender or whatever goes on a car. So your premiums are going to go up. I'm not going to lie. I'm really interested. I'm actually really happy. Like a few weeks ago, I paid my insurance at 6 months at a time. And so, because I like a discount. So you get a discount when you pay 6 months in advance. And anyway, I paid my auto insurance. It was probably right before we went to Atlanta and we did that event. And because I had called them because I was griping. Look, I was griping because my auto insurance had went up by like $85. I was like, why is my insurance going up or whatever? And I already knew why, but I was like, I'm gonna throw a fit and see if they're gonna give me an extra discount or something. Long story long, I'm very happy that I made the decision to go ahead and pay it in advance, because everyone's month to month, they're about to get a notice that their insurance is gonna have to go up. Shoot, we got a notice from Shopify the other day telling us that they're increasing the fee for us to process payments. I said, it's getting real out here in the streets. Shopify telling us that the merchant processors are charging us more, but they're charging us more because their people can't hold on to their accounts and people's sales are slowing down. So they're not making as much on the processing. So for the clients that are still processing, those of us that still have customers, we got to pay more to take your transactions. So it is what it is. You said, please don't say that we just went through a hijack because of the fires in California. Well, Trudy, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, baby. It's going down. It's going. My Wi-Fi went up too by $5. I was so upset. Y'all, I just dropped the link over here on YouTube. If you got a question or you got commentary you want to add, there's the link for that. Let me pin it up here so y'all got it. Boop. So if any of y'all want to come and ask a question, you can do that too. My bad. I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring y'all. Sometimes I just forget to put the link up. I said earlier, I just re-strategized my business to account for who my audience needs to be so that I wouldn't have to fight the economy or provide services a certain audience can't afford. Yeah, it's true. Like you got to restructure. You got to, I'm telling y'all right now, small business owner, you have to market and advertise. Please do not fall into the trap of being like, oh, I don't have the money to market and advertise. Baby, you're gonna go out of business. You have to pick up new customers right now. Most people, the customer base that you service, because they're going to be faced between, do I buy food and cleaning supplies, or I'm purchasing these things, but it's costing me way more money. They are going to have to cut some of their personal services. So yes, you have to pick up more customers. Don't give me y'all, y'all are tripping me out with the little emojis. You got that notice from Shopify too? Hey Jay, yeah, I said this got bad in these streets, and I went to go and look and see they have had a decline in merchant accounts. So, I mean, I know we could have avoided all of it, but we can't really focus, on that. We here now, so it's like you just got to put your energy and your efforts into moving forward. So I know, y'all, this has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. I hate these eyelashes. I cannot wait to go and get some remover and take these suckers off. I hate them. despise them. Let's see. Thank you for the heart me, Aunt Jackie. Let's see. Thank you for the popular vote. Let's see. I wouldn't do that personally. And I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't do that. Okay. So, number one, you need to make a deal and promote to your clients that while the price of everything else is going up, that you're holding the prices down, right? Because it's a really good opportunity for you to build in customer and client loyalty. That's number one. Number two, people are going to be super frustrated that everything that they were accustomed to, everything that they were used to, that they're paying more and getting less right now. So if you are a person, like I said, you can keep that price the same. Hey Nelly, thank you for my market love. If you are a person, a business owner, a vendor, and you can keep that price low, or you can come in and offer something similar to what they were accustomed to, and you're able to keep that price low, like lower than the market, you're going to make a ton. Like you're going to make a ton. And you have to promote though, because people have to know that you exist. And if you don't want to pay for ads, then you're going to have to ramp up your posting frequency, like on your social media and stuff, because that's a free resource and it's a free pathway to be able to get the word out about what you're doing. And you're probably going to have to ramp up your collaborations. Like I would say doing 5 to 10 strategic collaborations this year will help you make money. What does that mean? You holding the sack, you don't have to worry about the drama of meeting new people. No, we always gonna stack coins. Everybody knows in life, even in the Bible, it tells you there's times of feast and there's times of famine. So we gonna get a bag, okay? Absolutely not. I'm telling some of y'all right now, y'all be listening to these people online, Chad, you gonna mess around, have a harder life than you need to have. I'm telling you guys right now, let me say this. Y'all, please do not tell me that I want Black women to struggle and I'm promoting struggle love because that's not what I'm saying. What I am telling you though is to be in reality. Okay? Before all of this stuff started happening, okay? Life in America was already very expensive. This is the first time ever in history that the cost of the American dream exceeds the average income that an American makes. And this is before we have all of this happening that's going on right now. So I'm just saying, I want you to be in reality, because I know some of you, on top of all of this stuff happening, you're still wanting to find like your companion, or you want, your spouse, or you're wanting romantic partnership. And I would encourage you to not fall into the trap of saying, because this person doesn't pay 100% of my bills, that we shouldn't be together. That's not struggle love, okay? Struggle love is someone that cheats on you. Struggle love is somebody that's beating on you, lying to you, having you be emotionally and mentally unstable, right? Struggle love is a man that won't work, okay? That's struggle love. Everybody knows in marriages and in relationships, stuff happens, y'all. And sometimes, that guy's going to be doing really, really great. But I want y'all to think about, like, let's say you were married to a man and he's a realtor right now. You think if that guy is a realtor and he may have just been bringing in buku's money 3 years ago, but since Big Orange has come into Okay, since Big Orange has come into office and this administration has rained down this financial terror on the American people, you think that that man is still selling the same amount of houses he was selling before? You think he's still getting the same amount of commission with the interest rates of what they are? Does that mean that he doesn't love you any less? No, this is a period, right? And in 2 or 3 years, things will probably change and he may be back up to where he was. Right. So and again, because the people, y'all are so extreme on here and y'all reject common sense. But literally, if you already have a tight budget, hey, Miko Bells, thank you for the heartbeat. If you already have a very strict budget right now, and literally your gas is going to go up to in between $4.58 a gallon, all the way up to $6.50 a gallon. And y'all, I'm not talking about 93. We're talking about regular gas. You know that your groceries are about to cost 20% more within 7 days. You know that your light bill, your electric bill may be about to double, or it's going to increase anywhere from 25 to 30%. Your gas is going to increase, right? Like, we're just talking about all these regular things, but your pay didn't increase. That's why inflation is so detrimental. Everything to live your life goes up. Your home insurance, your health insurance, your auto insurance, okay? The shirt on your back, the underwear you buy, your laundry detergent, your Windex, okay? Your vinegar, everything costs more, but you don't have more in your pocket. This is why I've been telling everybody you need additional income, right? So realistically, wait, those of you in the queue, did y'all request up or y'all in there on accident? So when we really look at that, you have to be realistic when we're going through an assessment of like who's a good match. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Y'all remember during VID, the prices of a lot of things went up. Gas decreased, but it never went back down to where it was prior to. And anything that was in the stores, like retail and services, did the prices go back, y'all? Did the ounces go back? No, they didn't. Okay? They didn't. It didn't. They didn't. Did not. Okay. Soft Life Mogul, I see you, baby doll. I'm gonna bring you up. Hey, honey pie.
Hey, never
Hey,
joined it
there you go.
before, so I wanted to see what it was.
Yeah. It's nifty, right?
I like it. I like it.
You like
Okay.
it? Yeah, it's fancy. Now, if I can get my stream key to work with TikTok, I can put everybody in one place. And whenever I play like videos and show y'all articles and stuff, they'll be able to see it too. I refuse to dual and use like OBS on one and SY on another. I'm not doing it.
Okay, so StreamYard, you can do all of them?
Mm-hmm. I'm able to do YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, Ecamm, pretty much anything. Instagram, I can do all of y'all over here at one time.
Oh, shucka now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I know it's nice, right? Especially like whenever like we were listening to Pete Hegseth the other night and stuff like that. Like everybody over here could see it. Everybody in TikTok couldn't, but everybody over here, any of the speeches, battle, live stream stuff, like y'all all can see it over here, but in TikTok they never can.
Okay, I'm gonna have to add this to my list of things to go experiment with.
Yeah,
Yes.
you should. And they have a free version. It gets you, I think, like 8 hours or 15 hours or something like that. So I think it's really dope if you're just getting started, if you're just starting, you know what I'm saying? And I think with that one, I think they'll let you do 2 platforms at one time with the free version.
Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I had an idea for some streaming stuff I wanted to do as I work my way back into getting on social media. And I was like, one of the things I hate about going live is sitting there by myself, but being able to be on multiple platforms at the same time might alleviate that.
Yeah, girl, you better get to it. All of y'all better get to it. And if you don't want to go live, then you better start pumping out that content so you can get your UGC deals.
Yeah, because this right now is the time. Go chase every single coin you can get from every single place.
Absolutely. We need all the coins. You need all the nickels, the pennies, the dimes, the dollars. You need all of it.
When you share not the line, right?
Hey, Nico.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good. I just did 3 hours live. You be proud of me.
Oh, congratulations. I am proud of you. Way to go.
Yes, I haven't been doing that, but you finally convinced me. I think that's what I need to be doing on top of the other things, getting my value and stuff up with my content. But I'm working on the things behind the scenes. But I agree with you about this pricing and stuff that's about to happen to us, Ashley. I don't think people really realize what's really about to happen to us.
No, they don't. People are gonna go into the grocery store in a couple days and they're gonna be in shock. People are gonna wake up and they're gonna go to get gas and they're gonna try. They're not gonna understand why it costs what it costs. People are gonna get their energy bills, for the month of April, and they're going to say, "Oh my God, why is it so much?" Hold on. And I will say this too. I personally, nobody asked me this, but I'm just going to tell y'all this because a lot of people come to me and for some reason they want to do like boutiques. Baby, this is not the best time to open up a boutique.
No, it's not.
It's not the best time to open up a boutique because we already have the issues with the tariffs that were causing everything to go up. And now you're going to compound that with shipping. And we're compounding that with the cost of a war. Because again, remember I told y'all they're estimating we're spending like $890 million a day. Because y'all have to remember, it takes 2 to 4 missiles to shoot down one of those drones. Our missiles cost in between $1 and $4 million. And these are they call it the Patriot system. Those are the interceptor missiles that they're using, right? So where is this money coming from, y'all? It's coming from us, the taxpayers. It's coming from us. So you have tariffs, you have the gas issue going on, right, with the crude oil and the liquid natural gas, and then you have the war on top of that. And then you have the fact that we have an economy that is not producing jobs. So every month since April, we've been losing an average of 100,000 jobs in America.
Yeah, they say February was worse than so long with jobs. They say February.
Yeah, over 92,000 in February.
Yeah, it's bad. And you're right. Our salaries on our jobs, my 9 to 5, is not going up. Not to meet with the price of my milk going up.
Yeah.
It's really, really not. It's really scary though. I ain't gonna lie, because it's just me, and that's why I'm busting my butt with my content stuff and be listening on all your lives, because I have to figure it out. Because, like I say, my salary is not gonna go up that much, and it's just me.
I mean, I'll be honest. The biggest thing I'll say, being able to add value, having a consistent, clear message, and once you get the style down and you start collecting the information of your audience, that's the fastest way if we're going into monetization. Everybody always thinks about social media monetization from like content creator perspective. And I tell y'all this all the time. You got to think about a true like influencer. That's the equivalent of somebody making it to the NBA or to the NFL or to the, NBA.
Yeah, because everybody can't do it.
Yeah. Well, it's a slow burn. Most people aren't going to pick up hundreds of thousands of followers in a few months, right? But when we get into like UGC, when we get into affiliate marketing, when you get into selling your own products, services, building memberships, you don't need a lot of followers for that. And that's really an easy way to start making an extra $3,000 to $5,000 every single month for your pocket. So that's why in the workshop next weekend, we're really going to be focused on, getting your first 1,000 followers quickly, how to build up a community, how to choose an offer, and then being able to set it up so you can start making your money fast. Like, within 3-4 weeks, you actually have money coming in because a lot of people need the additional income. And let me say this, nobody else asked me this either. Those of you that do DoorDash and Instacart, that money about to start drawing up.
Really?
Yeah, so you got to pick something else because people have already started You said you can't find the workshop. When you click the link in my bio, Crystal, it's gonna take you to my tree, and it's a button that says affordable workshop. I think it's like the third purple button down. Tap it and you'll see all the details about the workshop, and you can get a platinum seat or a regular seat. And the prices, there's a timer on there, so I think the price goes up tomorrow. So you should be good to go this evening. But yes, I'm gonna tell you why DoorDash and Uber Eats and Instacart and all that stuff, why the price is gonna go down. Number one, they add an additional fee like to it, right? So like let's say you go to let's say I want to buy a pint of strawberries, and if I go into the store myself, I will see that pint of strawberries is maybe five. Well, they're about $7.88, $7.89. I think the last time I bought some. Okay, $7.89. Well, if I go look in the Instacart app to buy the strawberries, instead of $7.89, they may show up for $8.49 or $8.29. You see what I'm saying? They've increased the price on the individual item. Then there's the delivery fee, and guess what? The delivery fee is going to go up now because why? The price of crude oil and liquid natural gas have increased, right? Then on top of that, you have your tip or whatever. Hey, black man, stand up. You have that going on as well. So you're going to start to see people use the services less and less, because remember I told you, when people are paying more for their basic needs, for their household goods, that means they have less money for expendable, right? For expendables. And so your Instacart and your DoorDash, that people don't think about it as a luxury, but it really is, because literally you could drive to Smoothie King and get a smoothie, and maybe it's like, $12 or something, or maybe $8. But if you order that same smoothie through DoorDash, well, now all of a sudden that $8 smoothie has gone up to $22. Right. Now, if you're like looking at your budget, there's a big gap between $12 and $22. That's $10. That's almost like two smoothies. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna get your butt in the car and you're gonna go over there and you're gonna get it, or you're gonna get it on your way home.
You're right.
Because again, people have to look at where they're spending money. If you look at your expenses and you lay out your budget and you're like, oh my God, I spent $400 this month on DoorDash and Instacart and all kinds of services coming to my house, what you gonna do? You're going to stop getting those services.
Yeah.
So
you don't have no choice if your income not suitable for it.
Right. So a lot of people that, are depending on those particular gigs, they're going to start being like, I used to be able to make a few extra $100, a week doing this. And all of a sudden they're not going to be able to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. It's sad and it's scary. For real, I'm literally scared. But
don't be scared.
And that's they doing the redistricting, and just so much could change, and people are not being wise. They're not getting the knowledge to be wise, and it's just a lot.
Yeah, people definitely not getting the knowledge to be wise. That's true. That is very true. They are not. But those that have ears to listen, they'll be okay, and those that want to execute. So if you're a person and you're sitting around and you're like, okay, let's say you do DoorDash or like Uber Eats or something like that on the side, or maybe you Instacart or something like that, because I love some Instacart. I'm not gonna lie, especially when I travel to another city. It is like if I just got off of a flight, which on the cool. Y'all know you got your head got me on the swivel for a tax, right? With like sleeper cells and stuff here now. So yes, I will be driving a lot more than I will be flying this year. Okay, it is what it is. But if let's say I got like I drove 8 hours, from here to Atlanta or something like that. If I just drove 8 hours, I don't want to have to go to the store to order like a case of water, or what if I forgot my toothpaste, or anything like that. I order all kinds of stuff through there. One time I drove all the way to Houston, and I was like, oh no, I was like, I left my makeup bag at home, And inside of Instacart, they had a Sephora, so I could order my foundation, my blush, a lip gloss. My lashes, it was great. I was like, great, let me order all this stuff. It'll be here in the morning because I was there to speak at an event. So literally, you know, I'm a big Instacart user. When I go to a different city, or especially when I was taking care of Mama, if I couldn't leave her, but I needed something like from the pharmacy, or we needed something from the store, I'd be writing Instacart like to get it here. So, you know, because it saved me time and it kept me from having to go out. And she was immunocompromised. So if I needed something during the day, I definitely wasn't going to a store around a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So but that's what I said. Don't be afraid. You prepare. So if you know that this
I'm
is
praying. That's what I'm gonna keep praying.
You pray and you prepare. You pray like God is the only one that can do it, and you gotta work like you the only one that can do it. That's how it is. And so every day you putting out the content, you putting out the offer. Every single day, right? Every single day you're networking with somebody. Every single day you're working on one of your skill sets. And it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, you getting 1 or 3 sales a day. But when you look at it at the end of the month, it adds up and you're like, oh my God, I made 95 sales this month.
Right.
And then you look and you're like, oh, that 95 sales was, $3,075 for me. Wow.
Right.
So literally, and I try and put that out there because I need people to understand the process and to have proper expectations. I think sometimes people think like, oh, I'm supposed to jump out the gate and I'm supposed to have like a 1,000 sales in a day or 100 sales in a day. Well, if you have a sizable platform, you can do that, right? But whenever you are just starting, you don't have that many people on your platform. But let's say you got 300 or 400 followers. Yeah, it's very realistic. You can make 1 to 3 sales a day. You may make 1 from somebody in your audience, and the other 2 may come from some strangers, right? Or like impulse buyers. So literally being up there, and then you may have one day you don't make any sales, but you may turn around the next day and have 5. So, right. So when you think about it like that, being consistent and persistent starts to pay off. And if we can put more of us in a position where you can make money from your house, you know what I'm saying? Right. And you don't have to go out and like break your body down trying to work a second or a third job. You don't have to spend any additional,
I can do this right at home.
Do it right on your gas and stuff like that. Let's say you don't want to sell stuff. Maybe you wanted to go to UGC route. Now you're working with companies, you're negotiating, right, your rates. You're negotiating the licenses and the usages rights and things like that. And so, okay, now you're getting $1,500, $2,500, $3,000 for one post. So you're doing 1 or 2 of those a month and you're still bringing in additional income for yourself. And so now you're able, it's not a struggle to pay the gas bill, or it's not a struggle, for the groceries. It's not a struggle to pay the rent because now you have something there, right? And you also can start investing in different things, because the one thing, like when we're at war, any type of like defense company is going to go up. Remember I had told y'all last week before the stock market opened, and I was like, told y'all it was going to shoot up. Gold and nickel, because nickel is a manufacturing metal. Copper, they always do well during war times. Anything in defense, weaponry, anything in cybersecurity, gonna go up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what I said. There's always opportunity in the obstacles. You just have to sit down and think about it. And so when we have sessions like this and we're sitting together and we're being honest about what's going on and we're planning, you see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you're going to do great. Yes. Now, when we think about the amount of Americans that hold any type of stocks or index funds, very, very low, but everybody had the opportunity. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody had the opportunity last week when I was like, hey, this is what's going on, to jump in and purchase, some type of oil or natural gas, buying into that, because it makes money for you, especially during a time like this. So everybody else is suffering, but the top 10%, 5%, 1%, they're not, because they're capitalizing on this.
They're gonna make the money.
Well, no, not there. We're gonna make the money. Not they're gonna make the money. We're gonna make the money. Hey, Diamond Angel, what's going on?
I'm looking forward to making the 6 figures.
Yes. So Diamond Angel, what I honestly recommend, first of all, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I do
Yes,
and what I have my
we heard
clients
the
do.
call.
Okay.
Yes.
But I love index funds. I think if you don't have a Fidelity account or something like that already set up, I would tell you to start with a little app like a Robinhood, and you can go and buy index funds. So you can buy, they will allow you to buy like pieces of the market, right? So you may not be able, to buy that whole, like you may not be able to buy like a whole share at the moment. But it may take you a week to buy that whole share, but you be like, okay, I'm gonna buy, $100 of it. I'll buy $80, and then I'll buy $50. Okay. So thank y'all. I just looked in the comments. Yes. So I would say that's a good place to start. But a lot of us that are dinosaurs, we have Fidelity accounts. And so that's how we buy and trade. Some people have some people have teams that invest for them, and they manage a portfolio of multiple assets. And so they kind of control like when they're being moved around and what they're putting money into, which is one of the things that's crazy. That is very like alarming that B Rock, that they decided to put a cap on what their investors can pull out. Insane. Salam.
I think I've tried Robinhood because my mom known to buy our stocks.
Okay.
She retired and she can watch it, but I'm gonna tell her about what you just said.
Yeah. You said the class is next weekend. It's next weekend. You want the link for it? Hold on. I get it for y'all over here on YouTube. I'm sorry. I forget that I have a bio that y'all can click like that. Hold on. I got you over in YouTube land. I'm finna copy it and drop the link. But yeah, I like index funds because you don't really have to know a lot. You don't have to you don't have to watch candlesticks and the news and stuff the way that day traders have to watch and look out for everything. You can just say, I want a piece of this particular industry. So they have index funds for everything. They have like real estate index funds. They have precious metal index funds. They have index funds of like entire markets. So you can buy like the Vanguard, the S&P, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. What are index stocks? So it's the best way I can describe it to you. It's a collection of an industry as a whole. So instead of you like going out to buy a specific company and say, I'm going to buy like 100 shares of, of Facebook or something like that. If there's an index fund, it's like a collection. So instead, think of the index fund like you could buy a piece of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, WeChat, you know what I'm saying? WhatsApp, all of it at one time. So you can own a piece of all of it. So that's the best way I can describe an index fund. It's like an industry or a set of companies, and then you get a piece of like all of the companies. And they're really, really good if you're starting out. They're, like I said, they're good because you don't have to know a lot about investing and trading. You don't have to study charts or anything like that. Yeah, a sample platter. Yeah, Crystal, that's a really good way to describe it. A sample platter of companies. And you get your index fund and you put it in your little portfolio. And Robinhood even has it set where you can basically like auto right on over. Yep. But I would definitely, like I said, there's anything in defense and equipment and weapons right now going to be really, really good to buy. Cybersecurity stuff is going to be very good to buy. Even though they took us out of the World Health Organization, I would encourage you can, as a private citizen, still be subscribed. And so you can pay attention to what they're warning everyone about. And normally that's a good indication of companies to buy to. Blink, blink, blink.
Blink, blink, blink.
Blink, blink, blink. Mm-hmm. Yes, do what Auntie Jackie says. She says, please hit the like button. Thank y'all. Y'all always forget to tell people to do that. And it's important. I know it's important. Y'all just get on here and I start yapping. It's just so much stuff that's always happening. Y'all got any other questions as far as like money? You said reinvest weekly. P Will, I agree with that. I wouldn't say reinvest. I would maybe say add to your portfolio weekly. I think if you're an advanced trader, then yes, reinvesting because we're always going to be making money. Advanced traders, we buy and sell at a higher frequency than a novice. And with the way that the economy is behaving right now, I personally would not advise a novice to get in and try and reinvest. I would just say you pick your index fund or your, you know what I'm saying, or you pick this one or these two that you really, really like, and just every week, you know, you're going to make a commitment to purchase, you know, your $20 or $100 or 2,000 or whatever it's going to be. I like IULs too. I like IULs. I always reinvest my dividends with my IULs. I don't spend any of them, but an IUL is not as easy to start up as, you know, picking up index funds, right? IUL, you have to do the application. They send you do the physical. They send a nurse over to do your blood work and stuff. You know, you got to get the illustration figured out based on your income. It's all this. It's all these other things, right? That come into play with that. I'm stuck paying the 5 range. What? You talking about gas is $5 there already in Cali?
That's crazy.
Child, I don't even know how half of Californians afford to live in California. But when I think about it, half of Californians are not affording to live in California. I mean, they have a lot
That's
of.
why they're homeless.
Yeah, I said they have a high homelessness rate there, or unhoused. I think unhoused is the politically correct term.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it's unhoused. I don't know. I'm like unhoused and homeless. It's the same thing. But if it makes people feel better to say unhoused, I say unhoused. I mean, I'm just saying, like sometimes people be so I personally feel like that's something that they both neither one sounds better than the other to me. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody
because they mean the same thing, actually.
right. So I mean, but if it makes you feel better for me to say you're an unhoused person instead of a homeless person, but I don't know how unhoused sounds better than homeless, but if that's what they want, you know, I don't have a problem saying it. If you weren't born here, it's hard to say. Most of us in Cali are renters. I can imagine that because y'all's real estate is crazy expensive. And in some areas of California, I've seen what like $1 million buys there, and it's basically a shack, depending depending on what area. But I mean, it's like that in Miami and in some parts of New York too. You said we're at 252. Well, we're 252. Now we're 311 for unleaded in South Carolina. That is crazy. But it's gonna keep going up. Cutter said the price is going up. That's what their Minister of Finance came out and said. So just expected to keep rising, girl, over the weekend and throughout the week. And I guess depending on how much damage is done. Most are military folks because they work for the Navy, I feel. It's a good population of military there, but I don't know if I would say most in the population. Let's see, currently roommates with 3 people. Do what you got to do. Side note, speaking of doing what you got to do, if y'all have, you know, an extra space or extra building on your property, you know, don't forget about that you can rent to veterans. You can take care of veterans. A lot of times veterans are really good tenants. I'm just saying. Just FYI.
Veteran.
What'd you say, South Life?
Oh, sorry, I'm kind of low.
I said, I've been screaming for years for people to get into housing veterans because the money is there and the money is going to continue to be there, and people just not listening to me.
And they have a short. Well, here they always have a shortage on housing for veterans. Always here anyway. I don't know if it's like that where you are, but here, like they're literally always looking for homes for veterans. Always.
I had to.
Where I am, they are too, and it's a high rate of them because we have 2 VA facilities here
Yeah.
in Virginia.
Only
Go ahead, Soft Life.
no, I was originally saying I was cussing my mom out the other day because she had the nerve to call me from an art show asking if she should invest in a $10,000 auction for a painting, and I said, well, I've been talking about these businesses. Like, you have a sister that works for FEMA who for the longest time could get access to the double wides and the triple wides. Like, she's the one that handled the sales and the auctions of those. And if you're telling me you have $10,000 to start bidding on a painting, I'm gonna have to disown you as my mother.
Yeah, I do think the housing would probably go. We'll probably go a bit further right now. I'm not to be in agreement with you. Yeah, but a lot of people miss that. And I will also tell y'all too, if you need to like move out of where you are to save money, like don't be ashamed. Do what you need to do. Okay. Trying to keep up appearances and all that kind of stuff is really not the move to make. Hey, Sharia, thank you for the heart me. That's not the move to make, y'all. Like if you're in a position where you can practice like multi-generational housing, or maybe you can move into another area and it's going to save you money, do it. Like do it. If you're a maker or crafter, what would you be make to sell now? Depends on what type of craft you're doing. It depends on who your audience is, Empress. Well, I need to do a paper on any topic that deals with politics. Well, good for you. You got a million choices right now. And you're not sure what to do. How long does your paper have to be? What about companies selling holistic teas? What about a company selling holistic teas? Can you ask me something specific about holistic teas? I rented out the front of my house because I had to leave Miami to take care of my mom in Carolina. Makes sense, Jackie? Makes sense. He said it's hard finding a space to do your makeup. Girl, do it in the car like enough content creators. I'd be like, that is wild to me. They be in the car doing their hair, makeup, everything. What would you recommend for someone in pre-lunch stage? I have a food product. So when y'all ask me questions like that, Courtney, it's really better to do a one-to-one because I would have to analyze your audience and what the offer is. I also would want to know what you've already been doing as far as marketing. If you have any type of list built up, if there's any segmentation in the list, to be able to say, okay, this is what we should do for pre-launch of this particular thing. So I don't, but long story long, I don't know enough about the product and the audience that the product is for to say this is what I think you should do to have success. Let's see, is a wellness company a good thing right now, helping with health issues? Yeah, especially if you can be in preventative care, or if you can be in, you can help people with reversal or remission. You opened it up? Okay, cool. Send me a DM. But yeah, if you can help people with remission, reversal, or you're doing like preventative care, yes. I mean, people unfortunately will always get sick. So y'all, I really hate these lashes. Okay. They're bothering me so much. I hate them. I hate them. I know I'm not going to give them a good review. It helps with reversal and remission. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, doll. Thank you so much. Would like to know your perspective on bicoastal reparation during these geopolitical times. Are we talking about bicoastal in the United States? People need help staying and getting healthy. Yeah, they do, for sure, for sure. Gas was $3.19 yesterday. It's $3.29 today. I gotta go. I haven't looked today. It was $3.59 yesterday here, but that was for 93. I didn't look to see what it was for regular. That's the only thing I hate about text questions because it takes so long for people to type. Let me get the best. Where am I? I'm at home. No, I'm in Arkansas. I live in Arkansas. I'm a Southerner.
So, of course, I woke up today to all this ChatGPT drama.
Well, you talking about all the people leaving ChatGPT to go to cloud?
Yeah, and I was looking at the reason why they're leaving ChatGPT, and I compared it to the other company. I forget the name that was basically like, "No, we're not doing that."
Yeah, cloud. They said they're not going to give our information to the government, and I'm glad about it.
About is how people always end up in these situations where they're just so surprised at how their rights can potentially be violated. And I'm like, but it happens on a daily, regular basis. Why do you always pick these little things to be the thing that the hill that you're going to die on? But I'm like, maybe I don't understand enough about what's actually going to happen, because the way I looked at it is I was surprised the government wasn't already using it. Am I missing something?
I think for a lot of people, especially the way that they use their chat GPTs for everything, I think they're just uncomfortable having the government in their business like that. Like, for instance, I don't do anything nefarious, but I just don't like the fact that they're in there all the time too. I don't like the fact that your Wi-Fi can study the wave patterns until if you're in the house or if you have company in the house with you. And so they can turn around and sell me stuff. But I also feel like it's a way, if you say too much, you do too much, you step too far out of the line, it's easier to erase you or to attack you.
And high agreements. I guess my confusion is, I don't know, maybe I always assume that that's what's happening anyway.
I do too with a lot of stuff because a lot of people are surprised that I don't have a smart home and I don't want a smart home for that very reason. I don't need my vacuum cleaner spying on me. I don't need Alexa telling everybody what I'm doing, what I'm looking for, where I'm vacationing, where I drove to, what my playlist was. Because I always like this is the thing. People were shocked. They were like, "Oh my God, Alexa's recording me when I'm not asking her stuff," and I'm like, "Duh, how do you think she's able to hear you on a regular basis?" But people were like all upset about that. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it was like this is common sense.
Breath of me looking at the ChatGPT thing, another article popped up where people were so appalled that people could see people through the meta glasses, and I'm like, do y'all not understand how this works? I don't
No,
understand.
they don't. I'm about to say something that's going to sound very crass, and I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but a lot of Americans uh, have lazy brains, and they've turned their brains off for the sake of convenience, and they don't really think about the process of anything. And that's just the truth. A lot of Americans, they don't think about the functionality or what has to happen in order for something to work. They don't think about it the same way. Earlier in the stream tonight, people were talking about, well, we got oil in Texas, and I'm like, we don't have enough oil in Texas. You know what I mean, to sustain the United States. We don't have enough, but yet there were people in here hollering about we got oil in Texas the same way. You know what I mean? They came in, oh, there's only 7 official deaths, and I don't care what they're saying. I know that this is not true. And we have every other, like literally all the other countries in the world except for us saying one thing. But people also said I was lying about the CIA building getting blown up. And then it came out, what was that, Wednesday? It came out that that was true. But before the end, America wouldn't admit, to it. So you got a lot of people. I'm amazed on a regular basis at how people are so willing to turn off their brains for ChatGPT. I gave homework for everyone in Instacoin this week of them to basically write down like problems, challenges, or desires of their ideal customer. Excuse me. And I was like, and you cannot use ChatGPT. You need to do it like yourself because people are so they're so enthused to just turn their brains off. Charlotte said it came out delayed because they're delaying those reports. That's kind of you, Charlotte, to say it was delayed. They was lying. They was lying. They lie all the time. They lie about everything. They lie about they lie about everything. Everything. Even this, they started off talking about, like, oh, this was just gonna be a few days. And then Big Orange been all over TV this week saying him and Pete Hegseth been talking about it's going to be 4 weeks, right? But then I came out yesterday. I was like, hey, y'all, CENTCOM requested more intelligence, and they said they needed them at the headquarters in Tampa for the first 100 days of the Iran operation. So how's it going to be 4 weeks? And CENTCOM is requesting more intelligence for the first 100 days, and they say more than likely they'll need them to assist until September. And then Politico ended up basically putting out the report, putting out the story, and now everybody knows, like, okay, this is not going to be 4 weeks. But yet, if you watch Orange or Pete Kegerather on any of their press releases or press conferences, guess what? They're still saying 4 weeks. Even though Central Intelligence has, even though CENTCOM has, Central Command has asked for more intelligence. The same way Big Orange said we're going to ensure all of the ships that want to go through the Strait of Hormuz, and that the Navy is going to escort them. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but it's so obscene, y'all. It's so asinine. I can't help but to laugh about some of this stuff. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's so ridiculous.
Part of the reason why, as much as I know that I should be staying in tune with everything that's happening, when I see stuff, I'm just like, why? Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So then I have to come here and get it from somebody that's got more strength than me, because I can't.
It's a lot on an everyday basis. Oh, look at this. So they said, let's see, is this Tehran's airport on fire? Let's see, Israeli military announced that it was carrying out a new wave of strikes in Tehran. Yep, that is their airport, indeed. Yeah, definitely their airport. What about Tel Aviv? I see Tel Aviv with a heartbreak. What new happened with Tel Aviv? You said nothing good comes out of this? Correct. Nothing good does come out of it. I missed something. What are y'all saying about Tel Aviv? Oh, you said nothing new. It was it. Yeah. Yeah, they was baby, they was getting down. They blew craters in the streets. You could see the people in the bunkers underground. Okay, y'all, I'm finna get off of here because I just seen an alert and I want to go see what's going on about this special forces unit. And I need to focus because sometimes when I'm watching the news in other languages, I have to turn on the subtitles. I have to turn on the subtitles so they can be translated into English so I know what's going on. You want to know? Well, I gotta concentrate. I can't watch that and talk to y'all at the same time. my my brain is a very strong brain. It's a very quick brain, but I also am only a human. Okay, I have certain limitations. Um, where do I watch? So, some sources I will tell y'all here in the States. Reuters is a good source. Sky News, Al Jazeera, the Korean news, the KBB. They're really, really good. RT will get you all of the Russian stuff. Um, I'm missing, let's see. Oh, good old school PBS. A lot of Americans sleep on PBS. You know, like public broadcasting system don't need cable to watch PBS. PBS is pretty accurate, and they put up a good amount of information. Y'all know this administration hates PBS. That's why they stripped the funding from them. The BBC is okay. Um, I feel like the BBC is a little bit compromised, but they're okay. I also like watching the news in Ethiopia. They're Ethiopia and South Africa are some of my favorite channels to be able to countries to be able to get news from. Like I said, I like neutral countries because neutral countries don't have a dog in the fight. The Indian the Indian news, oh baby, they they go in. They go in, and if you don't have a VPN, y'all, some of these news stations they stream on YouTube too. They stream it. Some of them they stream on YouTube. So if you're like, I don't have a VPN, but I want to see, what's going on in other places, I feel like Al Jazeera and Sky News. I probably feel like they're the most accessible from the states, and BBC when you're looking for international sources. Like you don't have to have a VPN or anything like that to get to them. Yeah, don't forget the Epis, y'all. That's right. How can we get a VPN? Oh, you just go online and get one. Just go on there, you create an account, you pay your money, and bada boom, bada bang, you in. It's a very simple process. Very, very simple process. Very easy. Mm-hmm. But like I said, if for some reason, P will like you have problems or like what you're trying to see is blocked, Al Jazeera, Sky, BBC. What's the somebody help me in South Africa? I think is it SABC, SAPC in South Africa. I can't remember the acronyms for their news right. I think it's SABP for South Africa. SABC. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys very much. Yep. So though, like I said, those are really if we're just looking for international and you're looking for like good information that you can get in pretty quick. Al Jazeera updates constantly. Like I follow them on Instagram. And when I say I feel like every 5 to 10 minutes they have a new poster. they're like they are on it. They are on it. Um, excuse me, CNN is going to be challenging, because they're going to be under new ownership. So it's going to be a lot more propagandized. So I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad that most of our mainstream media in the United States is controlled, by the red hats at this point. I am. Um, yeah, he said no, stay away from them. Yeah. They used to be pretty good for coverage on live events, like as far as like the footage and stuff. But they not kissing the ring. They got bought by the ring. They owned by the ring now. It's a difference from kissing the ring than you bought out. So yeah, is it? You know what I'm saying? Kissing the ring and being owned by the ring are two different things. So yeah, so that's why I was like, I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? So that's like they're not gonna be a good resource anymore. But like pretty much any of us, that are keeping abreast of foreign affairs. We all watch international news. And normally they give you a good heads up on what's going to be happening with our stock market, our economy, like your gas prices. That's how I knew what was going on with, this whole conflict, and that what we were leading up to. Because like I said, a lot of us have been watching this for months, and we've been talking about it for months. And unfortunately, we're going to be in this for months. And if our current administration in America was smart, they would be trying to get this closed down. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially since Big Orange came out today and said, what did he say? He basically wants a complete surrender from Iran. That's not going to happen. And he wants to pick their next Ayatollah. Like, sir, what land are we living in? You know what I'm saying? Be so for real. And now he's out here on all these constant lies, talking about, oh, they're begging for a ceasefire. Them people not begging for a ceasefire. He been behind the scenes begging for a ceasefire and couldn't get one. This is the thing, y'all. We didn't have to get here. The mediator from Oman, because y'all know that's what Oman does. They mediate. The mediator from Oman, he came out and said that basically Iran had offered a better deal to Orange than they did to Obama. And that there wouldn't have been any nuclear activity, in their facilities, because they're the key component that they need. It wouldn't be mined there. And so anyway, long story long, if he wouldn't have turned around and bombed these people, and then the first thing you struck is a girls' school, and you killed 186 people, and most of the girls are in between the ages of 7 and 12. Exactly. They want this. They say their masters are projecting. They get out and say one thing in the public, but it's something else behind the scenes. So when we really, really start looking at what it is, we're going to be here for some months, but that's not good for our economy. The shorter this is, like if it was a scrimmage instead of a war, that would be much better for us. And now they're coming out talking about this is God's plan. Orange is anointed. It's the divine will of God. All this other kind of stuff. So if we're in a holy war, y'all, holy wars don't ever end. Look in the Bible, how long they've been beefing, and they still beefing right now. Come on now. Yeah, I talked about him. I talked about him starving Cuba and putting sanctions on people that want to step in and help Cuba. And he's been out here talking about it's only a matter of time. Cuba's about to fall, blah, 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 blah. Just evil. Can you tell us if what I heard about Europe leaving our payment systems, are you talking about them no longer accepting Visa and MasterCard? Yes, that's true. Yes, unfortunately, that is true.
Who?
Visa and MasterCard.
No, I mean, who's not accepting them?
Oh, the EU not fooling with us no more. That's what I said. We got a lot of things happening economically that are compounding at one time. And there's something I want to say, but I can't say it, and I need to get off of here before I've been accidentally said it, and then I'm gonna really be in trouble. Anyway, if you need to make additional income, you want to take advantage of the opportunities that are in the market, because you understand that, even though it's rough out here, we need to plan and prepare so you can get out here and turn your obstacles into opportunities. Make sure that you come to my workshop. Make sure you come to, I'll tell y'all in the workshop, because the workshop is in a private portal, so I can tell y'all over there. If you want to come to the workshop next weekend, click the link in my bio. You're going to tap the third button. It says affordable workshops. Okay, it's the third button says. You'll get registered. We'll be together next week on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, y'all ask me about it when we get done, and I can tell y'all all the things that I can't tell you out here. Okay. Don't be trying to get me God. I know better, okay? I know better. All right, y'all. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive and a prosperous day. If it's evening time, get yourself a good night's rest. Thank you for everybody that sent me a gift. Special thank you to Veve, Penn, and Nelly for sending me my mark of love. That was my little what's that? My little live goal up there. We didn't hit the goal, but thank you guys very much. Thank you for everybody that tapped the screen. Thank you for everybody that dropped a comment. Thank you for everybody that gave me a thumbs up. Okay. And I'll see y'all sometime tomorrow. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna do education or we're gonna depends on what's happening. We may be live viewing some battles. You know what I'm saying? We'll get it figured out. Oh, you said let's get me the 100K. Oh yeah, we're not. What, we 6,200 taps away? Yeah, let's get to 7K. Why not? Why not? Let's do it.